Hey everybody, this is Breezy from Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Y'all know what today it is. It's Friday. That's right, it's Friday. All praises to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ every day. Amen. And guess what? Guess what? Give yourself a round of applause because you woke up this morning. All right. Well, walk on. I said, walk on. Yes, y'all woke up this morning. I got a special guest for you today. It's going to be a great show. What? I'm not even going to tell y'all. Y'all just got to stay tuned. And it's very informative, like all my episodes. Y'all know how I do them, play around, and we're going to have a good time. So come on now, y'all get ready, cause it's gonna be great. That's right, I hit you with the Tony Tiger. I'm about to give me some Frosted Flakes right now. Y'all ready? Turn up the volume, let's get it, cause y'all know the intro that's about to come on is pure fire. So turn it up and let's get ready. Listen Up, Listen In podcast. Come on now, let's get it.
Tanya, you ready?
Listen up, listen in. 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 Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a conversation. Talking worldwide, it don't matter your location. What you going through and the topic may have relation. Let's get some motivation. Swap out education. Every Friday we heal, laugh, improve, and grow. Put some nutrients in your mind, give you food for the soul. I know you pumped and preparing for your weekend and low. Might as well join the discussion and tune into the show. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I'm your host, Breezy. Now before I start today's episode, I would love for you guys and gals to follow me on social media. Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplistenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast. Now let's get back to Listen Up, Listen In. Hey everybody, yes, thank you so much for tuning in to Listen Up, Listen In podcast. I have a special guest today. Yes indeed. You know, I always get the special guests, baby. Yes, get the great guests on my show. But let me tell you a little bit about this young lady here. She has founded her own business. Yes, she started it in October of 2019. And she's here to help business women 40 plus, that's right, we still good after 40 plus, turn their passion project into their main gig through web design and marketing. Check that out. She enjoys serving others and helping them grow their businesses. Thank you so much for that. And she wants to assist her clients with creating their dream websites and consult them through the process. Without further ado, let's put our hands together for Miss Jameela Adams. Hey, Miss Jameela Adams, how are you?
I'm good, Breezy. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I look forward to giving out information about myself and what I do. I'm so honored to be on your show. So, yeah, like I said, I'm Jameela Adams. My business is Jameela Adams at your service. And the whole point of me starting this was to help businesswoman like myself, 40 plus, now 50 plus,
It's
with
all
their
good.
with turning their passion project into their main gig through web design and marketing. I just love letting my clients vent and let them walk I walk them through the process because most of my clients, they already have a life outside of what they want to do. So they have their 9 to 5 or whatever shift they do, but they feel like there's something missing out of their life. There's something that is drawing them to do something more than what they already have. So, say like one client wants to be an author or a health coach or even open up a yoga studio. I want them to step away from their busy lifestyle for just a minute in order to get their dreams filled. So, what I do, like I said, is let them vent, let them have, let them just hit me with their ideas. So that way we can come up with a step by step process of how to target their audience, and also to get a better understanding of what design will best fit them, and then just go from there. I just, like I said, I love helping people. I think everyone is purposed to serve in some way, shape, or capacity. I believe that we all have been given gifts and talents, and we shouldn't be stingy with them, and we should be able to share them. I think if people get past their insecurities about what they do and how they do it, then everything should fall into place. And that's how I feel. Um, but yeah, that's just a little bit of what I do. I started off as a stay at home mom after working at a community newspaper for 10 years. I was a jackie of all trades. I did accounts receivable, I did advertising, marketing, and then one of my last tasks was a website administrator. Since, that was in my background, I jumped into it and I loved it. Only
Right.
problem is after a while, unfortunately, you get in your feelings and you get burnt out, just like with anything else in life. And two, I was dealing with my youngest child who was having emotional challenges and issues, and I had to put everything else on the back burner in order to help him cope and deal with life. So once that path was created for me, I basically set aside, some things for him to learn how to deal, how to cope. And once he was able to get past that, he was able to go back to school again because I had to pull him out of regular school and to homeschool him. That was a challenge in itself, but by the grace
Wow.
of God, we got through it. Yeah, so he graduated from high school, class of 22. Yay!
Awesome.
He's working,
Yes.
yes, taking classes online. He's working on getting his driver's license and also looking to become a certified forklift operator.
Nice.
So he's come full circle. So in that time, prior to, like I said, I had, stepped away, became a stay-at-home mom, worked with him. But once I got him back on track, I was able to do something for myself. I said, I want to take my skills that I've learned and turn them into something positive. I'm not going to just let my brain go to mush. I need to do something with it. So I decided to start doing admin services, as a virtual consultant, or VA for a couple of my friends. And of course, when the universal timeout hit, the pandemic, um, everything it shifted. So a lot of people that I would have liked to have worked with, they were being either furloughed or they, just had to find other means uh, of income. So
Right.
anyway, so that allowed me to pivot my business from doing just regular admin and becoming more tech, which I love tech anyway. I've always been a tinkerer. I just, I may not know everything, but whatever I don't know, I will study it until I grasp it because that's just me. I just love learning new things. I always said if you're not learning, you're dying.
That's right.
And I just yeah, it's one of those things. If you're breathing, you're still trying, you're still moving, keep learning because the moment you stop learning, you're dead. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter. If you're not trying to improve on yourself and in your well being, what's the point? You
That brain
might as well
working,
just
right?
jump into a grave and bury yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
right.
I've always wanted to go into business for myself anyway, and now that that opportunity came, it worked out. So anyway, so like I said, I took a word press class because that's my word. Excuse me, that's my website builder of choice is WordPress. So once I did that, I started talking with friends and networking with people, and you're like, "Hey, can you help me with this? Hey, I need a website. Can you help me with this?" So that's how I got started. And I was very blessed and fortunate. People uh, knew me, they liked me, and took a chance with me. And I started to build from there. And now yeah, it's hard to believe I've been in business now for 3 years. It hasn't been easy, but it's a challenge that I love because it means I'm growing and I'm learning more things. Um, and I think that's the downside with people in society feel like anybody over the age of 40 are set in their ways, which in some instances they are, but if you stay with the times, not saying you got to be trendy or anything like that, but if you stay connected and still have a pulse on what's going on in the world as far as business, marketing, tech, or anything like that, you're ahead of the game. It's just, you have to find ways to make yourself stand out. And for me, the reason why I chose Jameela Adams at your service was because it's cheeky, and I provide a service. And there have been times with my closest friends who were like, "What do you mean by at your service?" And I said, I provide a service." And so, of course, one of my smart alecky friends, it's like, "Does that mean?" And I said, "No, it's not an escort service."
Hi. Call Jamila.
Right.
1-800.
Right. But you help your closest friends are always the first ones to do you. So
Yeah, right? Yeah, of course. What time? What's your hours?
right. Right. They
Ah,
always and it's so funny because like I had to really pause for a second. I said, that wasn't even where my mind went, but I can see why people will say that, but no.
oh,
The
yeah.
whole purpose is that I'm yeah, I'm here to serve. If you have something that you want to get off the ground, I'm here to help you see that vision. And the one thing about it, my vision and your vision are two different things, right? So whatever your idea of success obviously is completely different from my idea and so on and the next person. But if you feel like you've reached someone and you've given them the best product or service that you can, then that to me is success. And that's how I feel. And that's what I want my clients to do when they reach their clients. Because it's like, it's a snowball effect. You give
Right,
service to someone, they feel comfortable with how you've provided things for them. They've learned a valuable service and techniques or whatever, and they can pass it on to their client and so on. Because with me, it's not just about setting up your website or marketing. I teach you how to maneuver and navigate your site because there are a lot of business, especially small business, and especially women that kind of get taken advantage of, or they feel like it's way over their head. And
right.
sometimes they get locked out of their own website.
Wow.
And that's happened. I've heard people tell me that. And it's like, that's harsh. So, my purpose, my goal is to not only build it for you, but also to teach you the steps on how to create a page, how to create a post, how to create a sales funnel, like a pop-up ad or anything like that to draw business to your site, and also to just get your face out there to get you known. So that's the other part of what I do. I have video tutorials not only on my website but on my YouTube. They go back and forth with each other. And I also, once I complete the website, I make a video so that way my clients will have a video reference or some sort of guide. Because, like I said, my whole purpose is to make sure that you feel confident in navigating your site. You feel good about knowing that I helped create this. This is not just someone pulling it together for me, but this is mine. Because to be honest with you, and I always tell my clients, potential clients, that social media is great. I'm not throwing stones at social media, but your website is your store. That is your face. So just think of it this way: social media, say Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, is the side, your side dish, but your website is the main entree, because
Right.
what you want is for people to look at the things that you post, but you want them to come back to your site. Say, like if you're selling a book or you're offering a webinar, you want people to come back to your site to sign up for your class or to sign up for your book or anything. So, like I said, social media is great, but don't be so reliant on it because it's not yours. Just like what happened earlier this year when Instagram and Facebook went black.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, "Oh my god, where's my clients? How am I going to reach them?" And it's like, "Well, if you had your website, you wouldn't have that problem." I mean, not saying that websites don't go down, because they do. I mean, just like with anything else, things fail, unfortunately. But at least you have your website. That is your store, that is your face, and you want that to be your central hub. You want people to see your post on Instagram talking about your service, but you always have to refer it back. For more information, contact me on my site. And you give your web address, whatever. For more information about the services I provide or about the classes I provide, always have it come back to your site. So that way you'll get traffic there. You're messing with the algorithm.
Right.
Google's gonna be looking at you like, who's this? What are they doing? Because they have more traffic being come to their site. So that's what I do. That's what I love doing. Um, am I the end all the be all? No, because there's other people that do what I do. But I think what makes it unique is that I can relate to my clients, on a deeper level, because I've been there. I've been the single mom. I've been that working mom. I've been that woman who's been out ripping and running, trying to make trying to make ends meet, but want something more, want something for themselves, something they can call their own. I've been that woman. And that's why I cater or target women like me, because I know what it's like.
Right.
Do I only like serve clients that are women? No, actually my first client was a man.
Okay.
And we're still friends, and to this day, and he's still one of my clients. So, I do have male clients, and I just, I can relate to women better because obviously I'm a woman, but 40
Yes.
plus, because I've been there. And it's just one of those things. I like making women feel empowered and encouraged. So
That's excellent.
that's the other main reason why I do it.
And we need
Yeah, I
that.
like to make them feel empowered.
We need
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because sometimes you feel like you're overlooked. I mean, let's be real here. If you look on any social media page, you always see someone say 30 and under, making it big. And I am not hating on that. I know my lane and I'm staying in
Right, right, right,
it.
right.
I roll in my lane. I am not looking at anybody else's lane. But the reality of it is everybody's obsessed with youth. The
Yes.
problem is with that obsession is because you don't have the experience.
Right.
Some people get that experience, but they don't really grasp that experience until they become 35 and up. Let's be
Mhm.
real here. What were we doing under the age of 35?
I tell you.
Bumping our heads up against the wall.
Exactly. Exactly. We was wilding out. Gotta be kidding me. We
We
was in
were
the
rattling,
streets.
wild out.
Right?
Right.
We was doing all kind of stuff. A business. I'm taking care of business, but not that type of business. We were doing
Right.
everything.
Right.
So we wasn't thinking about life.
Exactly.
We were life. So yeah,
Right. That
that's
part.
true.
So now when I see, myself and my counterparts, and we're trying to do it and we're trying to get things accomplished, if not trying or getting things accomplished, then I feel empowered. The more I see positive things, the more I feel I can in, involve myself in positive things, and I can give out positive things, because that's just how I am. I've been through the negative stuff. I've seen too many negative things,
Right.
And it just is, it's inspiring to see more positive things and want to be encouraged by positive things and to be able to encourage others. That's my whole thing too, is empowered, encourage, so that way you'll have something for yourself. Does it always win? No, but you got to keep trying to get to that point. That's the thing about being a business owner. Um, you win, you lose. You get
Yes.
knocked down, but you got to get back up. I mean, because
Yes.
there are times when I sit there and I think about the mistakes I've made. I'm like, oh my God. What
Yeah.
did I do?
Yes. Yes. We all
So
fall
you have
into
to
that.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my other, my other piece of advice, suggestion, whatever, surround yourself with positive people that will
Mm.
hold you accountable.
Well,
You
preach,
know,
Jamila. Yes,
wow.
indeed.
Yeah.
Preach on.
Don't just right. Don't just run around with people saying, "Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it." No, because they're telling you the truth.
Right.
You need to have people that will hold you accountable for your. Can I cuss?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Say it. Say it. Go
For
on.
your fuckery. Let's not
Yes.
let anybody co-sign on your fuckery. If you know you're
Yes.
messing up, then you need to like have someone to hold you accountable and shine that mirror back at you like, you know what? That wasn't right. You should have did things better. Or why did you wait the last minute? Why did you do this? Because there have been times when I've done that to myself and I literally had to sit down and had to think and have a come to Jesus moment and like, what did I do?
Mhm.
Case in point, I'm leading on to what happened to me last year. I was um, fortunate enough to be part of an anthology called Becoming a Girl Powerhouse. And it talks about my trials and tribulations and becoming the powerhouse woman that I am today. And it was an anthology of myself and I think it was like 9 other authors. And we just basically set ourselves open, wide to see, scars, warts, and all, about how we went through certain things to get to where we are now. I am a child abuse survivor, sexual abuse survivor. I
So,
had been, yeah. I honestly, I don't. I'm not sorry. I mean, it's one of those things I had to come to terms with and make peace with. I had to forgive myself for feeling bad for what happened, and so I survived. I look back on it and say I survived,
thank God.
and I'm good. Do I want anybody else to go through what I did? No, of course not. No one should have to have someone take advantage of you in the worst way possible. But at the same time, I found my heart again. I found that I was never alone, even though I felt like it. Because a lot of the things, it was just, why is this happening to me? Why did it happen to me? Was I
Right.
this person for it to happen? You go through all that. But when I sat down and I prayed, because I had to have an epiphany, and I cried out and I said, Jesus, please help me get through this. Because right now I don't know what I'm doing. And this pain hurts way too much. So by the time I was 32, I had to really sit down and ask myself, what's wrong? Why do you feel this way?
Right.
What's going on with you? And I had to have a checkup with myself, you know? And it just made me realize you survived. A lot of
Wow.
people don't have the courage to say, this is what happened to me. A lot
Yes.
of people would rather live in the dark and just have that guilt and shame sit, weigh them down. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So being part of that anthology helped. Now, back to where I messed up.
Uh-oh.
I had to have a deadline to send in my portion of the book. I waited till the last minute and I went to send it off. My computer crashed.
Oh, man. Don't tell me you lost everything. No.
Almost everything. Look, thank God that I had everything saved to the cloud or whatever. But yeah, my computer crashed. And so I was talking to Tiffany Paris. She's the visionary author who got all of us together. And I said, please don't be mad. I know I have a deadline, but my computer just crashed.
Oh my gosh.
But
Wow.
by the grace of God, everything worked out. I was able to pull everything up and send in my revisions and everything. So it worked out. So last year, yeah, summer of 2021, we made Amazon's #1 bestseller for inspiration. So I can
Nice.
honestly say I'm a #1 bestseller on Amazon.
Oh wow, that's
So yeah,
awesome.
thank you. Thank you. And so now I am a part of a group where the next anthology just got released. If you happen to go on Amazon again, it's called Becoming a Girl Powerhouse Volume 2.
Nice.
And I love the fact that we can, encourage, empower, and inspire others so that way, things happen. But
Yeah.
you have two choices. You can either lay in it or get up and get out of it. And
Yes.
I choose to get up and get out of it.
Yes.
And I'm good with that. Was it easy? No, it really wasn't. However, I know where my strength lies. I know where I can look up and say, I did it.
Yes.
So, with everything happening and the book and now the business and all that, I just feel like I've accomplished a lot. Am I
Yes.
done? No, far from it. But I do plan on um, having my own podcast one day. I do plan on
Yes.
writing another book.
Wow.
So
Wait.
it's all in a plan. I just have to make sure I stay on that right plan, God guide my steps so that way I can see it through because I sometimes get in my own way and I always try not to let that happen, but unfortunately we're human, things happen.
Yes.
Um I try not to stand in my own way because sometimes you always have that a little bit of self-doubt, because of past history. And one of those things you have to do is calm the negativity and move it out of your head. Be
Oh
scared,
yeah.
do it anyway. It's cliche, but it's so true.
Oh yeah. You have
It's
to.
so true.
All the stuff that's
Because you
going on
just
in
got
the
to do it.
world. We got enough
Yeah,
negative
yeah,
stuff, dealing with in the world.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
So you just got to be that light. You have to be that light for other people to say, if she can do it, I know I can do it. And
right.
if that is your motivation, by all means use it. I'm all for it. I want people to be encouraged to do better for themselves. I think everybody should win. I'm one of those people. I want to see everybody win,
Yes, me
regardless to
too.
how I feel about them.
Yes,
Because I've seen some people that did me dirty, but I'm like, I don't care, because that means I'm holding on this to a grudge or whatever, and I don't need to do that. I want to
exactly.
see people win,
Yes, and
and I want to see
want your
people have,
blessings.
yeah,
You don't want to keep grudges, and people gonna be people. And as long as you keep doing what you're doing, people
hmm
don't.
people are going to people no matter what.
Yeah, you know, people want to look down on people so much. They do it every day. But we need words of
Right.
encouragement, especially women. You know,
hmm
we gotta
Yeah.
empower each other. Stop worrying about what she got on, how she look, who she messing with. Help me, like you get some good news,
Right.
spread the word. You got something that can make my
Right.
business grow. Help me out, but they don't do that because they think that you taking something from
Right.
them. But see, those are those insecure sisters. You see,
hmm
and you have to be
Yeah.
careful who you surround you, like you said, who you surround. Just when you got a sister that's uplifting and want to see you grow, when you fall short or you might fall down, she's right there. Hey, come on, get up. Got you. I got you. Let's
hmm
go. Keep going. That's who we need in our lives. You know.
Right.
So
Exactly. And that's one of the biggest things that I enjoy the circle that I have.
yes.
And I encourage women anybody, but to find people that you can resonate with and like mainly hold you accountable, because I don't want a yes man or a yes woman. I
Yes.
want somebody to tell me, yeah, I need for you to do better because I know you can do better.
Right.
And I remember that from my high school English teacher. She told me, you have so much potential and I'm so angry that you're wasting it. And for her to tell me that, it literally like it made me feel bad because she was
Right.
real with me. She didn't sugarcoat it. But for someone to actually tell me I had potential to be better, that wasn't trying to do me harm, other than just to see me succeed, that inspired me to do better. And
Oh
to
yeah.
this day, that still inspires me to this do better, because like we all have something to give. You may not even recognize what your gifts are, but someone sees you when you're not even thinking that people are watching you
Yes.
interact with others, and how you treat them, and how you um you move in certain circles. And I don't want to have that reputation of being flighty or this, that, and the other.
Right.
I want to be that person who's consistent. And, if I am withdrawing myself to you, it's because I found something that I can't resonate with you anymore.
Exactly. So true.
And sometimes I think yeah, and sometimes I think people fall into that trap is like, well, it's comfortable to be with in this surrounding, but no, if it's stifling you from seeing other things, then why are you still in it?
Right.
You know, and not saying you got to ditch your old friends, but are all of you trying to strive for something better? Are you trying to, and money is not even the issue.
Right.
Are you trying to find something that'll spiritually feed you, and it will encourage you and empower you, and then encourage and empower others? Money will come, the money will come.
Right.
But are you doing something that's going to make you feel good at the end of the night? Can you go to bed, put your head down on a pillow and say, I did good today? And that's how
Exactly.
you have to look at it.
Oh yeah. You'd
So
be surprised who, you know, God hears conversations that you don't know about, and sometimes certain people and certain things got to be removed from your life in order for you to
mhm.
grow. So you gotta pay attention,
Mhm. Exactly.
Everybody, a lot of times we don't pay attention to things, but them red flags be there now. You just gotta pay attention.
Yes.
They always there.
You
I don't
have
care
to pay
what it
attention.
is. You gotta pay attention, and sometimes you have people around you. They don't really mean no good. They just there. They watchers. They watching what you're doing, but they
Yeah.
not encouraging you or
Right.
sharing your information and trying to help you out. They not.
Mhm.
They not. They just watching. And I
Yeah.
don't want people
Yeah.
around like that.
Eh, yeah. And you have to have discernment in order to see who's real and who's fake, and
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be there for the long haul, or are they only there um for the good time. I know that
Right.
sounds cliche, but it's true. I mean, in life, you always have friends that will be there for you, the ride or die. Then you have those people that you can only hang out on certain days of the week.
Oh yeah. I say we. It's hard. My mother always said, and that's one thing about. I miss my mom. She always says, "Listen,
hmm
you are lucky if you get two good friends." She said, "I mean, two true friends in life. You're lucky if you get them.
hmm
The rest of them will be
Right.
associates or those that say, 'Hey,
hmm
how you doing?' you know, they're not really true friends. They're just there. You got some friends that you may hang out with once in a while, but those are not friends. Those are more like people you hang out with. But the true
Yeah.
ones
Yeah.
that is there, she said, they'll be there like a postal worker. They work through rain, sleet, and
Right.
snow. And those are the ones that you want
Exactly.
in your life, no matter what. Don't just come around when it's sunny outside, because when it's raining, I need an umbrella. I don't have one. Can you
Right.
provide that for me? So
Right.
that's what we gotta look for in life. And everybody think, oh, they cool, they cool, they cool. No, I remember Tyler Perry in one of his plays. He's like, people are like a tree. You got some of them, their branches,
Mhm.
their leaves, but you need the roots. Those are the people that you
Mhm.
want in life because the roots, they in the ground, they strong. They are what hold up the tree. So
Right.
if you that tree, you want
Exactly.
people that are roots in your life because the leaves, what they do, they fall off, they go all over the street. I
Mhm.
don't want those. They all over the place. Then you got branches. You think
Right.
they there, but then they break off. See, they only
Right.
stay there for a
Right.
little bit, but then they break off. You want the roots. So when I
Yeah.
always listen to that, I think he did it in one of his plays when Dia was saying it. And I always listen
Mhm.
to that, and it just makes so much sense because
Yeah,
we've all
it does.
experienced that.
And yeah, and I just remember this one saying, people are in your life for a reason and a season,
Yes.
and you have to determine which one it is. I added on a reason, a season, and a lesson because
Yes.
sometimes
Oh yeah.
there are people that are like, "Ooh, why?"
Yes. Why you was here so long?
Yes, right.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one thing about it, and I learned that through my personal life, and I extended it to my professional life. So, excuse me. One thing I've been very diligent about is learning who I work with because I'm not for everybody. That's one of the things I've posted on online as well on my Instagram and also on my I think on my website. It's like I'm not for everybody. Not everybody is going to like my flavor, and that's okay. I
Right.
will refer you to someone else
Right.
because if I try to hold on to you, that means I'm blocking you from being that with that person who can actually do more good for you than I can. I have no problem saying maybe we're not a good fit because I had
Right.
to learn that the hard way. You
Right.
know, there are some people that you're cool with. You may be great personally, but as far as working with, not so much. And that's
Right.
okay because
Yes.
there's how many billions of people on this planet. Let them find the person who will work best with them and be done with it. I mean, you may miss out on a contract, but that's okay because at least you have your peace of mind. That's my whole thing. I would rather have peace of mind than dealing with a client who is destroying my peace.
Sometimes you gotta say no to that client. No, maybe I'm not for you. Maybe you might find somebody else to
Right,
help you out. And we don't really have that energy, that vibe. We connecting. Maybe there's other people that you can work with, and it makes sense.
right.
Oh,
Yeah, and I will be happy to refer you to someone else. Only for the simple fact what I do is reputation based. Service industry is also, let's call it what it is. Your reputation is out there. And I would rather put someone else on the right path to be with someone else than try to hold on to them.
right,
And that means I'm blocking their blessing as well as mine. And I don't want to do that. If I
right,
notice that we're not a good fit and we just don't mesh well, then I'll be like, okay, thank you for your time.
right,
I will happily refer you to someone else because I'm starting to well, I have make contacts along the way through networking and people doing the same thing that I do. Let me put you over here. They seem to be a better fit for you than with me, and go from there, because
right,
you're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody,
right.
and I'm okay with that. Because I'm at the age now. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, that's on
You do-
you. It has nothing
Yeah,
to do with me.
right. Exactly. We're not
And
here. We're
that's
not put on the earth to for everybody to like us. We're here to do what we need to do, and that's it. You're in my life. You are. You're not. You're not. You know what
right.
I'm gonna do. you know.
Exactly.
So that's
And
that's.
that's
I
just
think
that.
that's
But
with
that's
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's with everything, not just in business relationships, even personal relationships. I mean, certain
Absolutely.
things are interchangeable. You could take certain things out of your personal and interact it or interchange it with your business and vice versa, because there's certain principles that still hold true to this day. And yeah, the older I've gotten, thank God for wisdom, because I literally ask for wisdom every day or every other day. So that way I can make better decisions, and not only for my business but my personal life. and my household and everything, because I can't rationalize everything. I always have to reach for a higher source. And so there are going to be some decisions that's like, I don't feel good about this. And
Right.
that's probably, there's a reason why you don't feel good about it, because there's something that's in that path that's not meant for you.
Right.
So no matter how hard you try to like make adjustments, if it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit, and you just got to
Yeah,
let it go,
that
and
vibe. You
that's
don't have
okay.
can't get that vibe. When you get that feeling like, that sounds something ain't right. That's got me out of a lot of things in life too. I'm a what if person.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends like, you gotta
Uh-huh.
stop doing that because you don't claim it. I'm gonna claim it because I'm gonna get my behind beat by with my parents. So I am gonna claim it. So I was the
Right.
type of person, come on, let's do this. I'm like, but what if we get caught? And what if my parent
Uh-huh.
so that has helped me out and so many different things in
Yeah.
life. I'm telling you. And today I'm still a what if person because I tell people,
Mhm.
listen, I'm a retired correction officer and I worked in the mental health area. And people used to say, oh, you shouldn't talk to yourself. There's something wrong with you.
Mhm.
Man, I talk to myself all the time and I answer myself. And you know why? There's nothing wrong with that because who's going to give you the best advice? You. You
Right.
got to talk to yourself. You have to say, listen, what if I do this? This could happen. I better not do it. And a
Right.
lot of times I'll be right.
Mhm.
I'm not doing this. I'm not going to do this
Yeah.
because now I'm setting myself up to get in, whatever it is. So listen, you have the answers. You know what's right and you know
Mhm.
what's wrong. And so when you get those
Yep.
feelings, you gotta pay attention. A lot of people don't pay attention. And like I said, with the red flags, you see it. Even with clients, you can sit down with a
Mhm.
client and say, Mr. Jones, I see this, and they fussing, da 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 da. Okay, sir. Maybe I'm just not the person for you today. So I'm going to send you to my
Right.
other coworker, and it was nice working with you. You just know, and then you might have a person coming in,
You just
and you're
know.
like, yes, oh, how about let's talk, cause we on the same vibe. So I think you know. I
Mhm.
think we know everything. What we
Yeah.
choose to do is what we
Right.
choose, but we know. We know.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's you have to like make calculations. Like
Yes.
I know this sounds silly, but when I'm driving, I, I I'm a defensive driver. And I'm like, if you're gonna get ahead of me, get ahead of me. I will watch that person and see how far ahead they go, so I know if they're weaving in and out of traffic, I know to stay either 2 to 3 car lengths behind them
Yes.
or in the next lane, because somehow, and heaven forbid, something happens, but you have to be careful watching other people's actions. And that's not just behind the wheel, that's just with life. But
Right.
I always find myself looking at other drivers and
Me
seeing how they're
too.
driving and
Oh
weaving out
my.
of traffic. And so that way I can, like, okay, I know to stay close to the exit, because if something
Yes.
happens, I know how to
Oh
get
my
off. And you always
goodness.
have to calculate that.
Me too. Like, let me tell you something. When I'm driving, if I see a
Uh-huh.
car like move a little, I'll move him. I'm like, he doing something he ain't got no business doing. Or if I'm behind you and you're
Right.
constantly braking, you either texting,
Uh-huh.
playing with the radio station,
Uh-huh.
or hitting Johnny and Michelle in the back. You're doing something. I'm gonna move away.
Right.
My eyes are all over, like
Yeah.
those mirrors on the side and in the car. You have to put them into use. When I'm driving, I watch other
Right.
people because I see you swerving a
Mhm.
little. Let me move away because he's doing something or she's
Right.
doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And I stay to the right lane.
Mhm.
I don't really like driving to the left
Yeah.
or the middle because I say if something happened, I'd rather go to the right and deal with that than to be
Yep.
in the middle and have to deal with 5 or 6 other cars coming my way. So I think just
Right.
like you. And you have to do that. You literally have to
Yeah.
drive for other people. So I
Yep.
agree with you on
And you
that.
have to take the
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. And that outlook and that mindset, you have to look at it and put it into your life, not just,
Mhm.
business, but in personal. You see someone that you see, there's something just ain't
Ain't
right
right.
by their actions, tones, and demeanor. Yeah, and you just gotta have to sidestep them. I mean, unless, and this is the exception, unless they need your help.
Right.
Otherwise, you kind of have to sidestep.
Miss Jamela, let me tell you.
But yeah, I try to.
It's not I went to school. I took a course in private investigations, and I want to take another course
Hmm.
just to go up a little higher. And let me tell you something, you'd be surprised. I would sit back and be like, you laugh because I'm reading my notes and I'm like, dang, I seen a lot of this stuff with people that was around me. But you don't know.
Right.
You
Hmm.
don't know, and you be like, man, they really was doing that. So it's like you live and you
Right.
learn. You live and you learn.
Yes. And
So
that's one of those things as, being a parent, you have to tell your kids, look, I'm not trying to keep you from having a good time. I just need for you to be aware of your surroundings and
yes,
know what's going on around you because not everybody is going to have your best interests at heart. And I just need you to know that. And I've been really good about, talking to my sons about that. I have 3 boys and, well, 3 men because all of them are all adults now, which
wow,
is so crazy anyway. But,
that's beautiful.
talking with them, I always try to have an open line of communication with them and saying, okay, this is what's the reality of it. There are going to be people that are friends that really aren't your friends, and
That's
you have
right.
to be aware of it. There are going to be people out there that are genuinely concerned about your well-being. You have to decide who's who and act accordingly and keep whomever that person is in or out of your life. And you know, it's hard because you don't want to lose somebody, but at the same time, are you really losing them if
Right.
they're not meant to be in your life?
That's right.
And like I said, turn it back around. Same with business. Am I losing or gaining? Is this client or business worth my time? I had a interview just the other day, in fact, and the guy was asking me, well, what is your end goal? I said, my end goal is to help as many small business owners as possible. I said, the possibility of expanding it will probably happen. But as of right now, this is the goal. And he kept asking me, well, you don't want to do business to business and so on, like working with larger corporations and whatnot. And I said, that would be great. I said, but that's not my goal right now. My goal is to help small businesses get a foothold into what they want to do.
Right.
So he turned around and said, well, then I can't help you. I'm like, okay, and that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was trying to help me with generating leads and so on. And that's great if that was something I wanted to do. But as of right now, my leads are coming word of mouth and through my networking. And that's great for me. Now, if I do decide to do something other than, great. But at this point in time, this is my lane and I'm staying in it. Do I feel comfortable? Yes. At the time, and then I look at it in the grand scheme of things. I give myself timelines. So, like in the next 2 years, if I wanted to do that, go to business, working with larger corporations, then I'll do that. But as of right now, I want to focus on my purpose of helping other business owners like myself.
That's
And it was so
excellent.
interesting. He just kept reiterating, you could do business to business. And I'm like, I know I can. That's not a problem. It's the thing
Right.
is, do I want to?
You think it's hard for? I'm pretty sure it is, but I know you've seen it. Is it really tough for women out in the work field? We don't get the recognition that we should, especially Black African American women. You think it's really hard, or has
Oh
it
yeah.
gotten a little bit better as years goes by?
Honestly, the way I see it, it's gotten better, and in certain instances, it stayed the same because no matter how many advances we have, there's always going to be some sort of pitfall,
Right.
you know. And it's like, are we all on the same page? Are we all trying to help each other out? Because there's always going to be that one person that's always going to be saying something negative. It,
Right.
it is what it is. It's the tale of time. But no, I do believe the advances that have been made are great. Do we still have a long way to go? Yes, because I shouldn't have to pitch myself, saying I'm this, that, and the other without fear that I might not get the business because nobody wants to work with anybody over the age of 40,
Right.
you know, and that is just a part of life. If you're, like I said earlier, if you're over a certain age, they don't feel that they, being general society, business, whatever, don't feel that that they don't feel you're flexible, which I am, and or you are set in your ways. I am not, because, like I said, if you're continuing to grow and learn and you have the experience that you want to teach others, then in that instance, for me, it's not a problem. However, for other people who are set in their ways, who don't want to learn, who are getting edged out by a younger person, you really have to look at your skill set. Um, there are just certain people that are not into tech, and
Right.
that's okay. But at the same time, you still need it. You
Yeah.
still need tech. You have a smartphone, you need tech.
Yeah.
You want to order food, you need tech, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but yeah, I do believe that there have been great strides. Do we have a long way to go? Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just a part of life, unfortunately. And it's great to see that there are young women out there learning to code or learning to build websites. They're, you know, hanging tight together, wanting to do better for not only for their own community, but the world, the world in general. So I just happened to, um, I won't say stumble across it. It just happened that I wanted to do something more. The opportunity was there and I took it,
Right.
and I appreciate it. I am happy. Could I be doing more? Obviously, with everybody, we could always do more, but I give myself grace and say, okay, well, we missed this, but keep working towards what you want to do in the future. Because everybody has their own timelines, everybody has their own goals. It all depends on how they intersect with other people. And can those other people in your community that you're building things with, will it be a help for you, and are you a help to others? It goes back to what I said earlier: encouragement and empowerment, and
Right.
building confidence not only in yourself but for other people, so they don't feel like everything is over their head. Because it's interesting talking with people, like how to put their website together, and it's like it feels like it's over my head, and like it can be if you let it.
Right.
But when you're talking with me, I will walk you through the process, because I don't want you to feel like you're just turning the keys over to someone. I want you to have um I want you to have hands-on experience. This is your business. This is your face. This is who you are. And this is something you should take pride in. And this is something you should have control of. And that's the deciding factor if I want to work with a person or not. It's like, do you want to have control of your website? Bottom
Right.
line. Because once I turn the keys over to you, it's yours.
It's, it,
you know, I will walk you through the process. I will guide you through the steps, and if you have any questions, I will answer them as best as I can. But the ultimate goal is I want you to have the confidence to navigate your site and not feel like you broke anything, and not feel like you're being locked out, because like I said, I've heard other business owners, um, they had someone create their site for them, but they were never given the information to get into their site. And when the person left, or whatever happened, the business deal broke off, whatever, they couldn't even get into their own website.
oh man.
And I don't want anybody to have to feel that way. And I want my clients to know that you have somebody who's going to be your advocate, to have someone, like I said, as a friend, to walk you through the steps. And like I said, I'm not the end all to be all. I'm not the one I don't know everything, never claim to, but I will do my best to make sure you get the answers that you need. And we go from there.
Cool.
And that's what I do.
So, What advice can you give to someone who's trying to get into the web design and marketing? How do they
Um,
what is it they actually got to do as far as, getting into that field?
what I what I did honestly because of my past history as far as, assess your skill set. Number 1, what can you do? How can you do it? Number 2, is this something you really want to do? Because you can make money doing anything, but do you have the enjoyment of helping others to reach their goals? So that's the biggest thing is like for me, learn your skill set, never stop learning because this industry, this arena changes in the drop of a hat. One minute, one thing's going this way, the next minute it's going the other way. So as far as marketing is concerned, like for me, because of my previous work experience, that's what I build on. I personally am a hands-on person. I try to keep up with trends and follow what the market is doing. If this is something that you have been versed in, great. Take that skill set and keep moving on top of it. Because honestly, marketing is just making awareness of a product. Sales is obviously selling it. But if you're trying to market something, you got to learn the trends. You got to learn your target market, who you're trying to reach. Do you understand their shopping habits, their income, and so on? And if you can do that and gain insight, then you're halfway there. The other thing too is just be personable because
Right.
there are some people that are all tech but they have no personality. And I'm not that's not a bad thing. It's just people that's just how they are, you know? Um do you have the personality to sit down and teach people how to do it? Because that's I've always been one to talk to people, to try to disarm them, to make them feel good about themselves, to build them up. Can you do that? And if you can, then you're halfway there. Um, take classes. If you see that there's a community college or even college that's, or even an online course, if you see that or that there is a class on WordPress or any type of web builder, if that's something you really would like to do, take a class in it, learn it, study it, get involved in it. Um, the main thing I would suggest is networking.
Oh yeah.
Networking, networking. I can't express it enough, but networking, because the only way you can possibly find good connections is one, putting yourself out there, two, um, getting involved with others and learning from them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in your same industry. The people I network with are in all different types of industries.
Right.
You want to be someplace where it's not an echo chamber. You don't want to be in the same room like pod people and everybody has the same ideas because that doesn't work.
I was gonna ask you that. Any of your
So,
clients were podcasters?
uh,
Was any of your clients ever
yes,
podcasters? Really?
yes,
Wow.
Nate.
Oh,
So, yeah.
so you've done
I
web
had the
designs for podcasters before.
yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've had the privilege of working with him, and he's a lovely soul. And yeah, he's a great person. In fact, I enjoy talking with him. But how I actually met him was through networking.
Oh, who are
So
you talking
we
about?
happened to be at Nate Noble.
Oh, Nate. Oh, he's the best. That's how
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
connected with you.
So how yes,
Because of
yes.
Nate.
So how I got
Yes.
connected with him was that yeah, we were at a networking event. So my thing is network with people and get outside of your comfort zone because it's hard to do things if you are afraid. You got to just say, I got to do it and just venture out and network, network, network. And that's how you build relationships and that's how you build rapport. I honestly think that um, relationships is the best thing about what I do. I put myself out there to build relationships with people because I may not get your business, and that's okay. But at least I built a relationship with you that if you may not need me right then and there, but you know someone who does. And that
Yes.
person, you know, may not need my services right then and there, but they know somebody who does, and so on and so on. And it just keeps growing. So my biggest thing is take classes, make yourself available, and network. And always assess your skill set because there's always going to be changes in the industry. You know, there's always going to be something new, and learn it. Take that class. You know, you're investing in yourself. Take that training. You know, go to that webinar and network, 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 network. I can't
Yeah.
express it more than that. You have to network,
I want you to
and
check
even
out
if
my
it's online
website.
or if it's in person.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut
Sure.
you off.
No, I was just saying, just wherever you go, whatever you do, just just put yourself out there. And it's scary because like the first year and a half, I'm like, are these people going to talk to me? Are these people going to like me? But I had to get out of that. So you have to get
Right.
out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I want you to check out my website too. And I want you to tell me if you
Okay.
see any improvements that I may need to make. I have Pod Page, and
Hmm.
I'm new to this. I'm new, and
Right.
I listen to Nate a lot, and he's been
Yeah.
helping me out a lot. I really appreciate this guy, but I'm new to
Hmm.
the game, and I like it. My teacher always told me in third grade, you won't believe this, but if you listen to my first trailer, when I was in third grade,
Uh,
I'll never forget this teacher, Miss No Terrence. I talked a lot. Like, I mean, I talked so much. My mother used to say, "You better stop talking in class." But I couldn't help it because I was like the
uh-huh.
jokester. And so she made me wear
Uh-huh.
a huge sign. I don't know how she didn't get in trouble for this, but back in the days, teachers got away with stuff. As
Yeah.
long as your child was doing their
Right.
homework and
Right.
getting good grades, the teachers they was doing everything, popping your hand and everything. Now, please, in jail, the teacher's gonna go to jail now for doing something like that. But you really appreciate
Right.
those teachers. And I
Hmm.
talked so much. This teacher made me wear a huge sign that said Miss Mouth. And I had to wear that sign all day.
Wow.
And I didn't care because I was laughing, making jokes like, I don't care. And
Right.
she was right. Maybe that was a sign like, you talk so much. And now look, I got a
Uh-huh.
podcast. So
Yeah.
I know Miss Notaris is
Exactly.
not alive, but I like to thank her
Uh-huh.
because I did talk a lot in school. That's what I used to get in trouble. It wasn't my grades. It was that I talked so much. And that was a sign right there. So why not put it to good use,
Right.
right?
And
So,
that
well,
part.
that's what I'm
I and
doing.
it's interesting. That's why we shouldn't discourage children from finding their gifts because
Mm-hmm.
like yes, we need to discipline them, but you always have to encourage, and it always has to be encourage, discipline, discipline,
Yes,
encourage because
yes,
there's a time and place for everything. And that even goes into our adult life. There's a time and place for everything, and know your audience. And
yes. Oh, yes.
because some people may think the joke is funny, but other people may find it offensive. So you have to know
Yes.
your audience.
Definitely, definitely. I tell everybody that because
Yeah.
not every joke is funny, and not you don't know what people going through in
Uh huh.
life. So be careful what you say. The mouth could be a sword,
Oh yeah.
just cutting and slicing. So
Mhm.
definitely gotta be careful. But I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
want you to check out my website and let me know what improvements that I can make, and we can
Okay.
hook up and because I'm trying to be the best that I can be, you know, and I want to
Absolutely.
learn.
Absolutely.
I want to learn things,
Yeah.
and this is the time, This is the time because I
Absolutely.
like this.
And yeah. And that's a good thing of having that open heart, an open spirit. It's like don't get shut out. Don't shut it down. Always improve, always grow, always learn because that's just what keeps you. I honestly think that's what keeps people young and
Right.
keeps them motivated to always do better. Because, like I said, the moment you stop learning and you're basically dying. It's like,
Yes.
what what brings you joy? What brings you peace? You may have to find that outside of your circle. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying you gotta travel to Tibet or anything like that. I mean, if you do, that's great too. If that's your journey, if that's where it's gonna take you, by all means, do it. But the whole point is, like, don't shut yourself out. Always keep learning. Always taste new things. Always do new things and learn from it, because you want to talk to other people. I think that's, I think honestly, what's wrong with certain aspects of our society is that we only want to see what's familiar with us, what's familiar to us, instead of saying, well, why does that person feel this way? Well, why
Right.
does this person think this way? Well, why does this person not feel this way? Or why don't they think this way? Why can't there be an open line of communication? And go from there.
Right.
And like I said, that to me transferred not only into my personal life, but into my business life. And everything is interconnected, it's interchangeable and interconnected, because I could be someplace in a grocery store and someone could say to me, hey, aren't you such and such? I think I saw you on such and such. Do you still do this? I'm like, well, yeah. You gotta have to be that on all the time, because you
Right.
just never know. You could be walking into a contract at a grocery store.
I'm
You
trying to
just
tell
never
you.
know. You could be walking in, yeah, you could be walking into a contract, parking your car at Target. You just never know.
Never
So
know.
make yourself open, make yourself approachable, make yourself look as though you're you're mindful. I'm not saying you got to be on the sale 24/7. I'm not saying that. But sometimes people will see you and you don't even realize they know you or seen
Right.
you, and they're like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Or, I know somebody who can use your services. I know we're not the right place to talk business, but can I get your information? And go from there.
Yeah.
And all you need is one good piece of word of mouth, and then boom. And it keeps growing, and it keeps
Yeah.
growing, and it keeps growing.
Yeah. I want to
And
see my.
that's
I
how
want
I
to
see
see my.
business.
I want to see. I want a billboard. I want you to see me
Uh-huh.
when you're driving down the highway. Oh, they go crazy. Don't get into no accident, but that's
Right,
how I
right,
want. I
right.
want to be on. I want to be somewhere where you see me, look up. Oh, that's Breezy from Listen Up, Listening podcast. That's what I'm working on.
Right.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
And I'm not
right.
trying to be
And that's
cocky or nothing, because I'm not at all. I am so
mhm,
friendly. I talk to everybody. Hey, how you doing? That's just me. I
mhm,
definitely have my mother spirit, because she was just so friendly. My mother could walk into a supermarket and they playing some oldies but goodies and she just start dancing. That was her spirit. She was,
right.
and so I'm like
Mhm,
that. I walk into a room, hey, how you doing? I'm just like that. So I just want to be someone that can spread good news to everybody. And because we need healing, we need to laugh. And you know what?
mhm.
Sometimes we need to cry. That's the way the
Yeah,
world is. We got to let it out. So I just want to be that person when you see me. Hey, aren't you crazy from Listen Up? I sure is. That's
right?
me. So
Right. That's
that's what
me.
I'm looking for. Yup, that's me. And keep listening to Listen Up,
Yep,
Listening. That's all I want. It's like I said, it ain't about money or
yep.
nothing. I just want to spread some positive vibes, positive words, positive everything.
Mhm.
Cause with the young kids today, we
Yeah.
losing them. We losing them. New
Mhm.
York City, these kids are their first murder is at 15. They're being killed at 15.
Wow.
And so it is so bad.
Wow.
And if I could just get on here and forget it, what you doing today, Leroy? Nah, I'm going in the house. I want to listen to Crazy on our podcast. I'm chilling tonight. I'm going upstairs
Right,
listen to
right.
listen up, listen in. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Anything to help anybody that's can stop them from doing anything negative. So
Mhm.
it's rough out here. It's rough. It really is. So
Yeah.
it's
It
it's
really
nice
is.
that
But we all
I'm
have to
I'm
have that shining light.
I'm trying to tell you, shining light, get flashlights, get some candles, get some headlights from the cars. You gotta shine, use something to
Yep.
shine because the devil is busy, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
he's so busy and he's loving it. He's loving it. So it's
Mhm.
really it's a lot going on. So we got something
Yep.
that's going to inspire us, then we got to do it. We got to do it. I'm really
Yeah,
proud of you.
exactly.
I'm proud of you, sis, and
Thank you.
having this
You
Jameela
too.
Adams at your service. Uh, I'm
Thank
really
you.
proud of you. I wish you all luck, and we definitely got to keep in contact. Like I said,
Oh, absolutely.
you might have. Then you're gonna have a client, cause I don't think I'm sitting up here just listening to you. I'm writing stuff down. I'm taking notes now. You said to learn. You said to keep the brain going. And I'm in my 50s now, so you know
Right,
I need a
right.
lot of stuff to keep me going. It's huh?
I appreciate that. You
You
just don't know.
know,
I appreciate that because
yes, I'm trying.
it seems like the older I've gotten, yeah, the older I've gotten, thank God for wisdom because I have a better insight of what's going on around me. And it's funny because it just takes living life in order
Yes,
to see what's happening. And I'm very blessed and fortunate to do that. And I'm glad to
yes.
be on your platform.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to see. I'm definitely gonna bring you back, but I want you to tell the
Oh,
audience
thank you.
where can they find you?
They can find me on all the socials, Jameela Adams at your service, and pretty much across the board from Facebook to Twitter, um, and also LinkedIn and YouTube. It's Jameela Adams at your service. Now, it's so funny because my friend said to say this. She says, spell your name so people can find you.
Oh, okay, yes,
I'm like,
that's
okay.
cool.
She, she was like, spell your name because I can't find you otherwise. I said, okay. Jameela. Jameela Adams at your service. And like I said, I'm on the socials. That's my handle, Jameela Adams at your service. And then,
Yes,
of course, you can go to my website,
yes,
JameelaAdamsAtYourService.com. So that's where you can find me.
yes. You're on Twitter too, right?
Yes, I am.
Twitter and TikTok.
Yes, Twitter and TikTok.
See that I
And
did
I'm
my
even on
homework.
Pinterest, but the funny part about Pinterest is more or less for finding dresses.
Oh yeah, right. You're going. She told me to go on his website, and I wind up buying this dress. Damn, Jamila.
Right?
She must have did that on purpose. That's yeah, cause a
Hey,
pin
it could
interest, boy.
be.
You go on pin interest, you be seeing a lot of stuff. I be like, what? Pin interest be having everything on there. I'm like, wow. But
Right?
that's awesome. Yes, yes. I'm looking for a website and marketing. I don't came out and bought $100 worth of stuff, messing with pin interest. Yeah.
Stuff.
Sending you to different different websites and things. Yeah. That's funny, man. But I like Pinterest because it kind of give you ideas too. Kind of match you up trying to
Oh,
find
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I like it. Make you mad,
Yes.
put your own outfit together. You was coming out messed up, but
Right?
you go on Pinterest, you coming out fly. Soon as you
Right.
walk in there, you always have a woman in there. Oh, she looked nice. I bet you she was on Pinterest. There's always
Yes,
one.
exactly. Always one.
There's always one that know, I tell you. But it was so nice having you. Oh man, I can't wait to call Nate
Thank
and like,
you.
Nate, thank you so much. This interview was great. Awesome. And
Thanks, Daisy. Thank you.
give us give me a word of inspiration to all the 40 plus women out there. Give me a last saying, a Jamila Adams saying,
Sure.
like a to be
It's
or
my
not to
tagline,
be.
actually. Yep.
Yes.
It's my tagline. You have a voice, use it.
Awesome.
That's my tagline.
I like that. You have a voice, use it. I'll tell Miss No
Yep.
Tab if she was alive. You see? Thank you for calling me Miss Mouth. I appreciate you, Miss No Talent. I appreciate you. I was mad at you at first. Because you made me look silly in front of my friends, but because of you, I am now a podcaster. Thank you. And I just want to, yes,
And
I
you're
want to
using
thank
your
you so
voice.
much. Yes, I am. Yes, in a positive way too. I just want to thank you so
Yes.
much. And my saying is live, laugh, love. Love you first because you can't love anything or anyone unless you love yourself first. Stay healthy, stay focused, keep God in your life, and hug your family and your pets just a little bit tighter. Love you, mommy and daddy, forever. Thank you so much, Miss Jameela. I appreciate you, and we will talk soon.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you, Preezy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Oh, thank you.
That concludes this episode of Listen Up, Listen In with your host, Preezy. Hey, yo, Preezy, tell them how to keep in touch, baby.
Go to Instagram, Listen Up, Listen In 5687, and on Facebook, Listen Up, Listen In. You can also email me at listenuplistenin5687@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, by following me on social media, you'll be able to see all the platforms my podcast is on. Wherever you consume my podcast, hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when a new episode is posted. Rate, review, and share this podcast.
Listen up, listen in. Listen up, listen in. Yeah.